The Prophet gave mental health advice 1,400 years ago. Have you ever wondered what the Prophet Muhammad would say to someone battling anxiety, depression, or hopelessness? Long before mental health was a global discussion, the Prophet was already teaching the tools of emotional balance, self-care, and inner peace. Today's wisdom is more relevant than ever. Mental health isn't a modern problem. Sadness, stress, and despair have always been part of the human experience. Even the Prophet faced deep emotional hardship. He lost both parents at a young age. He buried 6 of his 7 children. He endured rejection, isolation, and brutal persecution. And yet he emerged with a heart full of compassion, calm, and clarity. How? Let's explore the mental health guidance he gave 1,400 years ago. First, Islam doesn't shame emotions. The Prophet once cried at the funeral of his son, Ibrahim. When someone questioned it, he replied, "The eyes shed tears, the heart feels sorrow. But we do not say anything except what pleases Allah." Sadness is not disbelief. It's part of being human. Grief is not weakness. He taught that acknowledging pain is the first step to healing. One of the most beautiful du'as of the Prophet for anxiety is, "O Allah, I seek refuge in you from anxiety and grief, from incapacity and laziness, from cowardice and miserliness, from being overwhelmed by debt and overpowered by men." This du'a recognizes specific emotional burdens, anxiety, depression, stress, fear, and seeks strength to overcome them. Today, experts talk about affirmations. Islam already had something more powerful: du'a, direct heart-to-heart with your Creator. The Prophet encouraged habits that science now confirms are good for mental well-being. Sleep early, wake early, walk regularly, fasting gratitude. He taught, "Whoever is not grateful for the small will not be grateful for the big." Modern psychology tells us these habits release dopamine and reduce cortisol. Islam taught it centuries ago, not just for health, but for spiritual balance. The Prophet listened, truly listened. He never silenced people's pain. Women, children, slaves, strangers, they all came to him with their worries. He once said, "If one of you sees something he dislikes in his brother, let him make 70 excuses for him. So glorify your Lord with praise and be of those who prostrate." Sujud as release, remembrance as healing. This level of empathy is the foundation of safe spaces and emotional validation. Imagine what the world would be like if we followed just this one advice. It's about managing it through faith, self-discipline, and divine connection. The Quran doesn't ignore mental struggles. It addresses them head-on, and we know that your heart is distressed by what they say. Here, Allah acknowledges pain, then prescribes a solution: worship as therapy. He was a mental health mentor. His life, his words, his habits, they're a guide to emotional resilience. In another verse, "Verily, in the remembrance of Allah, do hearts find rest." No antidepressant can offer the peace that comes from sincere connection to your Creator. Mental health isn't about suppressing pain. The Prophet Muhammad was not just a spiritual leader. So next time you're overwhelmed, remember, you're not alone. You were never alone. Your faith has already given you tools to survive and thrive. If this opened your eyes to the beauty of Islamic wisdom, like this video, share it with someone who needs healing. And subscribe to Globalization of Islam for more powerful insights on how Islam transforms lives inside and out.